This was a really difficult case, and it was a case that really rattled the community, and we felt very strongly that Mr. Webb needed to not be allowed to victimize anyone else. We hope, that this gives a measure of comfort to the victim and to the family and to this community, that he's never going to be out, never going to be a danger to this community. So with that said, we're very thankful for the judge's ruling in this case. We think it's just punishment, and just want to thank everybody that participated in the investigation and in the process of bringing this defendant to justice. We certainly want to talk about the extensive efforts of the Fort Worth Police Department, everyone that participated that night, all the patrol officers, all the crime scene officers, everyone that participated in the investigation, the major case unit, including Homeland Security agents, and the rescue of the victim, all the community members that came out and supported the family that night, including the ones that were able to locate and identify the car. We're just so thankful that this community rallied their support around this family, just embraced them with their support and helped bring to justice. And then I do want to mention my amazing team at the United States Attorney's Office. It's a team effort. I was privileged enough to be able to try this case with Aisha Saleem in the USA in my Fort Worth office, Alex Lewis, who heads the Fort Worth office, and Emily Falconer, who's also working the case with us. So with that being said, I'll take a few questions.
After the judge imposed the sentence, he went through a laundry list of things about Webb and his history. I'm gathering these are things that you knew about throughout the course of this case, but it speaks to the individual that he is and his history. Your thoughts?
Well, the defendant has an extensive criminal history, which I mentioned in my remarks, and it reflects violence both outside of confinement and in confinement. I think the judge took that into consideration when he made his recommendation and his acknowledgement of what sentence would be just in this case. And he knows that, it is the right thing to do. And I think what he said was the only thing to do is to give a sentence of life for this defendant.
Mr. Webb didn't want to be here today, but of course he was. What do you make of that?
I'm not sure what to make of it. I mean, we opposed his desire not to attend, and we made sure that he was here. And the judge, I think, considered the fact that he was here and that the victims have rights to see the defendant sentenced, and we wanted that for this family. We wanted to get that closure.
What would have been lost had he not been here?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, nothing would have been different, but I do think it's important for victims to be able to see the defendant and see that he is sentenced, especially in this case when you're dealing with a dangerous defendant.
Talk about the victim's family's reaction to the sentence.
I'm not sure any sentence could give this family or this victim any measure of comfort, but to the extent any could, I think, a life sentence, knowing that he can never be a danger to them or anyone else in this community, I hope that gives them a sense of comfort. That's what we wanted. That's what we believed was just. And so, I think that they know we did everything we could, and we certainly did. And I know the judge, we're very grateful for the judge's decision because it is within his discretion.
How's the little girl doing? And also, can you just talk to our audiences, because to many people it seems like a very expedient trial. This crime happened only in May, and we're in November, and he's already sentenced to life. So, well, how is she doing? And talk about the speediness of the trial.
I'm not really going to speak about the victim. I mean, we all hope. She has a very large extended family now here with all of the folks that helped in this case. We all feel very close to her and her family. And we feel that she represents a bravery and a courage and a strength that is just incomprehensible when you're thinking about an 8-year-old. And the family too, we were just marveled at how strong they were and how resilient they were. And we just will keep them in our prayers and hope that they can use this little piece of closure and small measure of comfort to get past it. With respect to the swiftness of the decision, that was one of the reasons it was important for us to take this case federally. We certainly wanted to be able to detain the defendant, and we wanted to be able to push to a trial and push for sentencing. I think, like you said, the fact that we're here 6 months later with a trial, with sentencing, I think it speaks to the power of the federal system to make sure that justice is not delayed.
Placement will be up to the Bureau of Prisons, right?
It will be.
And just double checking, when the judge mentioned, if Mr. Webb is ever released from prison, he doesn't think that society is equipped to deal with him. Is there a chance of parole?
No, the federal system doesn't have parole. The judge is required to make certain findings, and he was establishing on the record that he did not believe Mr. Webb was a candidate to ever be out.
Can you talk about what the victim's father said in court today and what you felt like it meant?
I don't want to get into interpreting that. I was really proud that he was able to speak to the court and give the court a sense of how his family was impacted and how his daughter was victimized. I think his words really speaks for themselves, and I'm not going to comment on that.